welcome you all with India Today. I am Ankit Tyagi, and the anger over the delay in getting possessions of flats. Several home buyers protested outside the office of JP Builders in Noida. People claimed they had made payments for houses several years back, but are yet to get possession of their flats. But this protest is not an isolated one. It represents grievances of several thousands, even numbers going up to many lakhs all across the country, who have been duped by builders, not just any builders, but the names that the builders' entire society, the entire construction industry reckons with.
Jogi Baba ji se, please help me. Help all of us.
Angry home buyers venting their ire outside the office of JP Builders in Delhi's suburb of Noida.
दरवाजा खोल, मेरा पैसा से तुम तनख्वाह मिल रहा है, मेरा पैसा से तुम्हारा तनख्वाह हो रहा है, दरवाजा तुम खोलो.
Home buyers allege they paid 90% of the total cost to the builders, but their residences are not ready even after waiting for several years.
इन्होंने एश्योरेंस दिया, हम चक्कर इतने रोज काटते हैं, ये ना तो हमारी बात सुनते हैं, ना पैसा देते हैं, ना कमिटमेंट करते हैं. हम क्या करें? वो सारा पैसा हमने लोन पे उठा रखा है, हम कैसे करें? ये तो अपनी बातें कर रहे हैं.
जी, एक्चुअली जेपी में सभी लोगों ने किसी न किसी प्रोजेक्ट में एडबॉक्स करा रखे हैं, और या तो इन्होंने पोजीशन नहीं दिया है या फिर प्रोजेक्ट स्टार्ट ही नहीं किया.
These protesters represent the thousands who parted with a huge chunk of their savings to buy a house, but face a seemingly unending delay in delivery. Statistics show that all major builders, including Unitech Limited, Amrapali Group, Supertech, JP and several others, are party to this vicious circle. Just a week back, Unitech promoters Sanjay Chandra and his brother Ajay Chandra were arrested for allegedly duping buyers. And with strict provisions for defaulting builders in the real estate bill, the question is how long before home buyers can breathe a sigh of relief. Bureau Report, India Today.
These big builders that are selling thousands and thousands of people dreams of their own house are not only shattering those dreams, but also sitting on hard-earned money of many of these consumers. Well, let me also give you an update. A cheating case has been registered against the managing director of JP Group, Manoj Gaur, joint managing director Sameer Gaur, and senior chief manager Rajiv Talwar. Also, chief manager Manoj, based on complaint of several of these consumers. Well, to talk more on this issue, which is affecting lives of all of us, you, me, and many of us who are watching in this broadcast at our house as well. Mr. Bijon Mishra, he's a consumer right activist. He's joining us from Delhi. Harmeet Chawla, CMD, H Corp Reality Private Limited. He's a member of CREDAI. We are also being joined by Krishna Mitru. He is member of the JP Wishtown Noida Buyers Association. In the studio with me, Devendra Yadav as well. He's also a member of the JP Wishtown Noida Buyers Association in Noida. Let me start with you, Mr. Mitru, before I go to my other guests. For how long have you been invested in this project? How much money have you invested in, and when were you supposed to get the possession?
You see, I am a second buyer of my flat. I have invested the money about 4 years ago, but the original buyer had invested the money about 7 years ago. I am not the only one. There are people who have invested their monies as much as 8, 9 and 10 years ago. The commitment of the builder, developer, was 36 months. Now these 36 months have long passed, and they have at places not even started the work. There are places where the work has been half done,
yes,
and left as it is without any progress, in spite of repeated promises by the developers and gaining lease of time.
Mr. Yadav, also very quickly, you also invested in the same township.
Yeah,
how much money of your own hard-earned money, how much have you picked up from loan, how much have you put into this JP Wishtown project that you are yet to get the possession of?
Actually, I bought the flat in Feb 2010, and they promised to me deliver the flat in month of Feb 2013 plus 5-6 months top on. That time I invested near about 12 lakh rupees from my hard monies, and the remaining I took the loan from the banks, and basically 10 days I think delay happened into the bank loan, because that time I was working in Hyderabad. Okay, so they charged me near about 58,000 rupees as a penalty
for the delay,
for
10 days delay.
Yeah. So
and when was this project supposed to be delivered to you?
2013. So near about 4 years.
Harmeet Chawla, if I can come to you, a member of CREDAI, sir. This is not an isolated case that we are talking about. These are not the only faces that are facing this problem. The entire construction community is losing its face. People are losing faith in you. Why can't the construction companies, why can't big companies like JP sort their problems out? These people have invested their hard-earned money, sir. They are paying EMIs, and they have not yet got possession. This gentleman is saying he had to pay 58,000 rupees penalty because he was late by 10 days. His project has been delayed for more than 4 years. Is there any provision of penalty?
To start off first, let me clarify, I'm not a member of CREDAI. Yeah, so whatever I say is in my own personal capacity. I do not in any which way represent the CREDAI view.
But you do come from the same community. So the question, of course, is
having heard, I absolutely come from the same community, and in fact I stand in solidarity with all the customers, having spent nearly about 2 decades in this industry and run a lot of businesses. There is absolutely no rhyme or reason where the situation of the industry is today, and there is no reason why so much of time should have been actually dedicated over the last 2-3 years trying to solve something where we still we're not standing anywhere on the resolution.
No, but what's the problem?
Fact,
why can't big builders
should have gone?
Why can't big builders who charge so much money, they simultaneously start hundreds of projects? Is it bad planning? Is it greed? Are they siphoning off this money? Are they sending it abroad? What's the problem? Why can't they complete their construction projects?
So absolutely. So there are 2 reasons broadly. One, a lot of the people who are not technically from this industry actually entered this industry over the last 10 years. So easy availability of capital, ability to buy the land. Can you hear me? Hello.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. So easy availability of capital allowed a lot of people who did not have the value chain or the ability to enter into real estate. People thought this is just a walk in the park. So a large part of it, I would say about 60% of is operational mismanagement, where they really didn't know how to run the business. And I would attribute nearly about 40-45% of the other remaining to people who have siphoned off an absolute greed.
Okay.
If you look at a lot of builders, giving about 20-acre project in 3 years is if you pick up the sales cycle and everything,
yes,
you're assuming that you'll sell off everything in 6 months and you'll be able to deliver everything in 3 years, which is absolutely a nonsensical operational SOP.
Yes. So, let me at this point of time also get Mr. John Mishra, is a consumer rights activist. Mr. Mishra, you're hearing somebody from inside the industry also saying that 60% of it is bad planning, but you can't deny that 40% is greed, people siphoning off money, selling dreams that they can't even fulfill. In case like JP, when people have gone ahead, they have registered a case against JP's Unitech. Buyers have also gone ahead, registered a case. Their management was also under fire. They were arrested. What is the next logical step after these cases are registered? What can the consumers expect?
You see, I would blame the government which kept quiet all these years and never took any action on all such criminals who defalcated public fund. And I would, plead before the present government to learn a lesson from SEBI, like SEBI did. SEBI went before the Supreme Court, got the Sahara chief behind bars.
True.
Seized all his assets and properties, still he did not deposit the money, until he did not give back all the money to the depositors and made sure that all the money goes back to the depositors. So I would expect the government to come in a similar manner. I would plead to the government, like the Department of Consumer Affairs in the Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Civil Supplies, to go before the Supreme Court and plead before the Supreme Court to freeze all the assets, all businesses, all the liquidity which all these builders have in the banks and in their relatives' names, so that they are debarred from doing any business till they have not completed the project on time and returned all the money with the due interest, with the due escalation, with all that penalties which they have recovered from the builders, from the buyers, which I just now heard.
Mr.
The buyer had to pay more than 50,000 plus because he delayed in 10 days payment. So I would like to see this happen. And
Mr. Mitra, as Mr. Bijon is also saying that stringent action needs to be taken by the government. You have been protesting, you have been writing letters. Has there been any passionate response that you have got from the government? The builder is not listening to you.
No, sir. We have not been getting any response from the authorities. I will give you two examples. Number one, we filed an economic offence complaint with SSP Noida as far back as middle of August last year. Till today, there has been no action on that. I had filed an RTI on Noida CEO. I got the reply. I filed this RTI in the month of September. I got the reply just about 4 days ago, saying that for most of my questions, you refer to Yamuna Expressway Authority. Now, RTI Act provides that if it's a sister department, they are to enter within their departments, they are to transfer.
Yes.
They have not. With one of our panelists saying that government should hold them responsible, government should catch hold of the builders.
Yes.
I would say the officials, with due apologies and prejudice to none, government officials are hand in gloves with the builders. Without their connivance, the builders cannot do what they have been doing today. It is why has the Noida authority in this particular case, they have refused to answer my one question besides others. I asked them that when the land was allotted to JP, what was the time frame given to them to complete this project? If I buy a plot, a private plot for a factory or a housing project, residential project in Noida, they give me the time frame to complete.
So it seems there are lapses not only on the part of the builder, but they are hand in glove with a lot of officials, and that is why people like you are made to suffer. Mr. Yadav, you were showing some papers. What are these papers? What are you?
So basically, I have been fighting with the JP from past 2.5 years, right? So I have basically JP have near about 35,000 home buyers. They bought the flat, from 2006 to 2012. So if you take in a near about course, most of the people have invested near about 90% amounts given to the builders. The amount rate from the 40 to 70 lakh. So total amount is a 25,000 crore. So I forward this request to the Sipal Yadav. I sent Mr. Akhilesh Yadav, the previous chief ministers.
Yes.
I also made with the additional director general of police, economy offence, Lucknow.
But no resolution.
No resolution.
No resolution. That's what the main problem is, Mr. Harmeet Chawla. The impression that people have is that builders possibly would spend money to bribe officials, to bribe the powers be, but they just don't care about the people, those who actually are investing in their projects. There are dreams being shattered. People have invested their life savings in a country like India, where owning a house is almost a dream for everybody, and not many people are able to do that. Builders now seem to be accountable for shattering those dreams. It's people's life saving being wasted.
I fully agree with you. I second that very thought. But please understand, when when they're sitting on piles of money, and when you're talking thousands of acres, just evaluate what is the valuation today of 1 acre vis-a-vis 1,000 acres just on their books, the cost. So with that kind of money riding, with that kind of levels in terms of the money to be made, they will do everything to safeguard their investments, even if that means making the customer.
Mr. Chawla, are these big companies like JP or Junitech, are they not even afraid? Are they not even afraid of sullying their name? Have they gone so down that they don't even care now?
That's a question ideally these guys should answer, in the sense that, but as I'm saying, Ankit, at one level you keep 4,000, 3,000 crores of kind of capital or money that they've made or they're riding on. Vis-a-vis, it has really come down to a point where they have to spend 3 months in the jail, and they have to kind of weigh whether it's letting go of that money or spending 3 months in jail.
Somebody from the same industry, as somebody from the same industry, is there something that you can do? If you are saying that you second the sentiments of the people, those who are sitting with me here, as somebody from the same industry, is there something that you can do? Can't you, all of the people from the industry, get together and ensure that people, those who are defaulting, they are never allowed to, at least, why don't you put pressure on the government to not to allow them and such competitors to come in the market?
Ankit, I've been actually even before all this has started, I've been at this for last 5 years, in fact, not now. I've been tweeting about it. I've been going around. I've been meeting a lot of customers, and I've been saying for last 2-3 years that why are you even getting into a dialogue with the developer?
Yes.
Why did you not go to the court in the first go? Why are you even getting onto a negotiation with the table? You're not supposed to be negotiating with them.
Okay.
Once you paid your money, it's your right to have the property with you.
All right.
There is nothing called negotiating.
Okay, Bijon Mishra, if I can draw your attention to a specific case of JP Wishtown, where a case was registered, these people have been arrested. What is the next logical thing? What can be done now? What can the customers do? They already are fighting them in the court. These people have been arrested, and FIR has been registered against the managing directors of JP. Now what next?
See, I told you, I think people did not understand what I said. The SEBI model. You see, what I am saying is, now there is a new government in Uttar Pradesh. The new government should approach the Supreme Court on behalf of all the buyers and get a directive to arrest all these guys, all the officials, all the political executives who were involved, to ensure that all the buyers get their assets or get their money immediately. And I want to assure you all that as a consumer activist, I would like to see this happen through the Supreme Court. That there has to be a Supreme Court immediate intervention, and I am immediately requesting all the buyers, approach the present Uttar Pradesh government, give all the documents to them so that they start an investigation, arrest all these officials who were in charge to take care of the buyer's interest, arrest all these political executives who have enriched themselves by selling public land at a throwaway price, and then made them have assets.
Example need to be made out of few of these, so that others also think twice before duping people of their hard-earned money. I'm completely out of time, but I'll give the last word to both my guests in the studio. They are the ones who have put in their hard-earned money and are still waiting for their dreams to be fulfilled. Mr. Mittal, go ahead.
I would have one request to the government. There is a provision in the Constitution that the government should take cognizance of the fact that the citizens are suffering, and they should assist the citizens from which they earn their votes and to come to power. Now, the government should take cognizance and help the buyers to file the cases on behalf of the allottees and the buyers to relieve their
last 10 seconds to you, sir, quickly.
Actually, there is one option. What's happening? Most of the buyers, they are the educated people. They are paying the tax.
Yes.
Right. The builders know they can come on the weekdays. They can come on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday is an off.
Yes.
Right. And main problem is that we are educated people. We cannot take a law in hand.
Yes.
Right now, the situation is happening. Either we will take a law in our hand, or we do either suicide.
This is the warning. This is the warning that should not only ring bells in the ears of the builders, but also to the government. These people's patience has been tested enough. They still are waiting. No more is most of these people are saying before the situation gets out of hand. Immediate solution is the need of the hour. That's all I can say. I'm completely out of time. I will have to wrap it up. I'm completely out of time.
I am fighting for the buyers right now. So I have only two options. I will take a law in hands, or I will do the suicides.
If this doesn't shake the system, if this doesn't shake the builder lobby, then nothing possibly would.